One common thread has linked each of Eastern's 4 National Baseball Championship seasons. That link being a hard-throwing reliever who could protect a late-inning lead. Of those 4 closers, none threw harder than Scott Chiasson. The 6'3", 190-pounder was the dominant closer on the 1998 National Championship team. In conference and NCAA tournament play that year, the Norwich native won 3 games and saved 5 in 19 innings, giving up earned runs in only 1 of 10 appearances. Challenging batters with a fastball clocked in the 90s, Scott set season records in 1998 for appearances and relief appearances and tied the season save record of 10, which ranked second nationally that year. He was named first-team All-America that season. In 48 career appearances, Scott won 8 games and saved 18, averaging better than 1 strikeout per inning. A year after being selected in the 5th round of the 1998 amateur draft, Scott was chosen first overall in the Rule 5 draft by the Chicago Cubs. At the age of 23, he reached the major leagues, appearing in 10 games with the Cubs.
Struck out 14 guys, did not walk a hitter.
Yeah, he had a spectacular season, a AA and a AAA. And already learning how to close games at a tender young age. Well, that's an encouraging sign. Let's see how he fares here in the 9th inning against Ruben Rivera.
Hello, my name is Scott Smith, and I am the athletic equipment manager and assistant baseball coach here at Eastern Connecticut State University. Most of the players who have played baseball at Eastern Connecticut all have had reaching the major leagues as their goal. How does a player make it to the major leagues, you might ask? Let's take Scott Chiasson as an example. Chase is a 6'3" lanky shortstop turned relief pitcher who's had a storybook baseball career. He was an All-American pitcher who helped lead the 1998 team to the program's 3rd national championship by dominating opposing hitters when it mattered most at the end of NCAA tournament games. Get a lead, get the ball to Chiasson, win the game. Everything seemed to come easily for Scott Chiasson. Whatever he did on or off the field was done by knowing exactly what to do and how much effort it would take to do what he needed to do to get the job done. So what does it take to become a 5th round draft pick, a participant in the Major League Baseball futures game, a member of the Chicago Cubs, a teammate of Sammy Sosa, a professional baseball player for 14 years? What were the keys to Scott's success? Was it a grueling workout program? Hiring a personal trainer? Working on his mechanics? No. What were the 2 items that he could not live without? The 2 items he had to have before he took the field? The 2 items he needed to have in the bullpen to help him prepare for a crucial save opportunity? The 2 items that helped him make it to the major leagues and a 14-year professional baseball career? Was it his fastball in the upper 90s? His nasty slider? No. Well, here they are. Pepsi and Snickers. That's right, Scott Chiasson has drank more Pepsi and eaten more Snickers bars than any professional baseball player in history. As a matter of fact, I'm sure he had both of them in the car on his way to the ceremony this afternoon.
Scott Chiasson was well known in New England and made himself well known in the national championship. And he sort of had a aura about himself, you know, Scott Chiasson closing. When they saw Scott Chiasson come in eventually from Eastern, they were sort of intimidated. And he was the intimidator on the team, the enforcer. And you certainly need one of those, and we've had quite a few of those people that came about, players that got that aura about themselves that, you know, unhittable. When he comes in, the game is over, all those kind of things. And Scott Chiasson gave our team a lot of confidence.
Summer before his junior year up here at Eastern, he was playing for the Eastern Tides. His velocity jumped from about 85 to about 89, 90 miles an hour from when I had seen him last. And, you know, he kind of had the big shoulders. He looked, instead of like a kid, he looked like a man. And it was that it was at that moment that I thought, wow, he has a chance to get drafted. Then he had a spectacular junior year here up at Eastern, going all the way to the national tournament and winning the national championship. And it was at that, by that point of the national tournament, you knew he was going to get drafted, just a matter of when.
When Scott Chiasson came in the 8th or 9th inning, the game was over, and he had that confidence, and he had the fastball to do it.
Scott's brother Dave and I were college roommates here at Eastern, and I think that Dave's influence on Scott was something that was immeasurable. I mean, once you have a brother, and David was in his own right a very good pitcher, once you have a brother that had some success, I think that trickled down to Scott. And Scott's parents, Mr. and Mrs. Chiasson, were always at every single game. The support that he had at home, I know meant a lot to Scott, but I think it really aided in his development.
It is my distinct honor and privilege to present Scott C. Chiasson for induction into the Eastern Connecticut State University E-Club Athletic Hall of Fame.